If you happen to hear a noise in the background, yes, it is the tower fan that I have going on. It is cool again. It is the cooler season that has come upon us. So that's what I've got going on today, people. I have another nugget of wisdom to share with you, and I felt I needed to share with you because sometimes we say things we're programmed to say, and we don't realize how damaging it is sometimes. It's a result of our programming. And one of the things that I was told is that, it's in regards to budgeting. When you get your paycheck, you got to parcel out what you have every single day and make sure that you budget what you have every single day until you get your next paycheck. Okay, it sounds like good advice, right? And it is good advice to an extent, people. I'm not saying that it's bad advice. It's good advice to an extent. It's good advice to have. Some people were never told this. Or some people were told this and they never used it for one or two reasons. Either one, they didn't use it because they didn't want to, or they didn't use it because they couldn't. Yes, it is good for you to have a budget, most definitely. Good for you to have a budget. You need to know what your finances are in your household, period. And it's good to have a monthly budget to know what's going on in your household so you can see what you need to bring in to take care of what you got going on, period. And it's good to revisit your budget. If you could outline your budget every month for a year, that would be great. But me personally, I would say revisit your budget every 3 months. And the reason why is because the cost of living, the way our economy is nowadays, it would be very hard for you to do a monthly budget in this day and time. Because the cost of living is going up so frequent, I would say it would be terribly hard to do a monthly budget for a year at this time. It would be hard. Utility bills are going up so frequent right now. I would say every 3 months, redo your monthly budget. And I would just have to say that. Very recently, my cell phone bill went up. Service fees. Okay? What I was paying was $1 or $2 for service fees. Now it's gone up to like 4 or 5. Cable bill. Example, I was talking to my boyfriend yesterday. For those of you who have cable internet bundle package like I do, and the reason why I keep my cable internet bundle package is primarily because of the internet. The region that I live in right now, the internet package that I have is stellar, and it's high-speed internet. It's predominant in this region, and it's very good internet package. You just can't beat it, and it serves my purpose working, with social media and everything, and it's basically a necessity for me right now as far as serving you guys. So my situation is a little bit unique. The average person may not feel the need for high-speed internet. Okay, but I feel the need for it because the side hustles and things that I do are primarily computer-based, so I keep it. And there are a whole lot of taxes and fees that are associated with the cable bill that you do not have that are associated with electric and gas and water. And the next time you look at the bill, take a look at it. Telecommunications bills. Telecommunications fees. Federal excise fees. Those fees are not on your electric bill, water bill. Equipment usage fees for the modem, for the cable box. Those fees went up over the past few months. These are things, and of course they notify you, of course, but you don't have a choice but to pay them. These are fees that have gone up over the past few months, and they're going to go up again. And if you notice that they're going to go up at the first of the year, they're going to go up again probably in the spring and again in the summer. So you're going to have to adjust your budget accordingly. So it's going to be hard for you. More than likely, you're probably not going to get a raise every 3 months. So you're going to have to do something on the side. I say this to say this, people. When you're living paycheck to paycheck, it's going to be hard for you to sit there and say, well, take your paycheck and budget out every single day what you need to do. When you got the cost of living that's going up every 3 months, but you only get a raise every year. And if you're lucky, like some people, get a raise every 6 months. You're only getting a raise at 50% of the rate that the cost of living is going up. So what do you do about this? The only thing that you can do is that you're going to have to get a second job or a side hustle or extra source of income. Create another income stream, another source of passive income, investment, side hustle, side gig, extra income stream. You're going to have to. And I was looking at some economic reports. I remember when I was younger, usually right after Labor Day, a lot of people would try to go out and try to get extra side jobs. They would go to places like the malls and department stores and restaurants, and they would get little extra jobs after school and on the weekends to make extra money for Christmas, because everybody was hiring for Christmas. Y'all remember that? Everybody was hiring for the Christmas season. Everywhere you went, they were hiring for the Christmas. Even the fella at the bicycle shop on the corner was hiring for somebody for the Christmas season, because everybody knew that they were going to be selling. Everybody knew they were going to be making money and they needed help. Y'all remember that? Well, I just saw some economic reports and I heard that major retailers, Amazon, Walmart, are laying off people this holiday season. Laying off people, not hiring, but laying off people for the holiday season. Now, I quit chasing this hamster wheel thing about pouring all this money into Christmas a few years ago. I quit doing that because I don't fall for the commercialism anymore. You know, I'm not into the debt wheel of pouring thousands of dollars into one day and spending 6 months of the following year trying to pay off those bills. But for those of you who are still doing it, if you're happy with it, that's your business. But we have a total economic reversal here, people. It seems like the debt wheel is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And have you noticed that the age of retirement to collect Social Security has gone up exponentially? When I was younger, people could retire as early as 55 years old. I'm 54. At the time of this recording, I am 54 years old. That means by the standards of the time that I was a child, that I should only have 1 year left to retire. And the thing is that at that age, at 55, that would be considered early retirement when I was younger. And you're talking about the 70s. Early retirement was about 55, in some cases 52 if you had a really good job. Early retirement was around 52 or 55 years old, and a lot of people by that time, their houses and cars were paid for, kids were grown, self-sufficient, and they were able to take care of themselves and live well. There was no such thing as a reverse mortgage. Had insurance policies, burial insurance, the whole 9 yards. Most of them were set. I'm talking about people who worked all their lives. By the time the 80s rolled around, the retirement age went up to 62. Stayed 62 for a while. By the end of the 80s, early 90s, it went up to 65. It stayed that way for a while, quite a while. And then when we got into the 2000s, it went up to 67. And to be honest with you, I don't know if that's still the same age now. They used to be, for working people, they would send, Social Security would send an annual statement telling you how much you would get per month if you were to retire at a certain age, or if something happened to you, how much you would get. Haven't been getting those statements. I don't know if it's a digital thing or if you have to request it now. But to be honest with you, I quit trying to figure out what retirement age is. And I've just established in my mind what I'm going to do at a certain age. Because the truth is, within the past 10 or 15 years, retirement age doesn't even exist anymore because the economic situation has gotten so far out of control. Over half of the people who have gone into retirement had to come out of retirement because the cost of living, because of medications and housing, and the cost of assisted living and things like that have gotten so far out of control that the little bit of retirement they did have was not able to take care of them, so they had to come out of retirement and go back to work. What happened? So this business about having that one source of income that you do have and budgeting it for every single day, I'm sorry people, but that's slowly becoming old and archaic and dated advice. It just doesn't apply anymore, people. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but just one source of income is just not working for people right now. So if you're depending on that one source of income, and I know some of you are thinking, oh, well, I work at so-and-so, and I've got this position, and we've got these projects coming in, and we just got this contract, and blah, blah, blah. That's great, and that's wonderful. And if you've got that going on, and this doesn't apply to you, then thank you. Click off the video and go be happy. But please make sure you have something socked away just in case. That's the only thing that I ask you to do. Because when that day comes, or if that day comes, you'll be okay. But one source of income is just not working nowadays, people. The ball was dropped some way, somehow. Things went crazy at some point. We don't know when or how. But budgeting from that one paycheck, it doesn't apply anymore, I'm sorry to say. So you're going to have to look out for yourselves. You're going to have to look out for yourselves. Looking for the government to give you a check or some program or something like that, it's not going to work. And even if they do come up with a check or a program, there's so many people that are in need that program is going to get overburdened and funds are going to run out, or slots are going to get filled, or is going to be paused, or something is going to be something's going to happen, or there's going to be some kind of lengthy process that you've got to go through, and in the meantime, you've got to suffer and do without. Learn how to take care and look out for yourself. And don't depend on anyone else to give you your money. Do it legally and depend on the gifts that were given to you to take care of yourself, people. And with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. Peace to you all.